Okay, so on the topic of making 8-bit music, I see a lot of you were like not believing that I made the Emotional Skyscraper 8-bit, and I myself didn't believe I made it because it sounded so amazing. Like, a lot of y'all are wondering if I actually made it, and the answer to that is yes, I did. And the way I did this was I copied the original source file, which I downloaded as a MIDI. You can find it just by Google searching for such a thing, and I loaded it into GXSCC, and really the purpose of this is to create 4 MIDI tracks. So you want to have your instruments all right there. Windows is not working with me, but you want to have multiple of that same track, except different instruments. So the way I did this was using MIDI Editor, and you'll notice that we can just open it up. And the way I do this, like, this is the same process for all the 8-bit I make. You go with your original file, and let's say it's this one here. You'll hear that we have this as an output, which is not 8-bit. But once we drag it into GXSCC and hit OK, there's already one of our tracks we're going to use. I know what you're thinking. How are you going to have 4 different sounding tracks? And the way I find is the easiest way to do that is to go ahead and click over here on channels, and you can change the instrument on the instrument icon. Now I'm using high contrast, so this is kind of buggy at the moment, but you know, I can change how this sounds now if I go with a rock organ, let's say. You'll notice that that sounds a lot different. And when we save this as another file, let's say we're going to go track with track 1. Yeah, sure, I can't type, but whatever. We'll drag this in. There you go. So the way I did this was I loaded up all these files into Audacity. So we have this window here, let me just drag it on the screen, that has all these tracks already preloaded. And once you get them all synchronized, I did some editing here. I just generated some silence here, just using the generate silence right here, and silence that part of the track. So I combined them all together, and after hitting them with the GVST G-Chorus plugin, I was able to change how it sounds dramatically, and I came up with this. Now, I know what you're thinking, how does this work? And the easiest way is if we start a new project here, if we close this one and we go for new project, we can go ahead and drag all these tracks in. So after I generated all of them by putting them into my little, I like to call it a MIDI to 8-bit converter, which is what it is. You know, you can find a link to this project in the description. And what you do here is once you get the WAV files, you can just drag them all into Audacity. And once they're all synchronized, you know, they automatically sync as soon as you go ahead and drop them all in. So I'm going to drop 3 and 4 here at the same time as well. And then you'll notice it sounds something like this. Yeah, not the best. And so I removed one of these tracks, and it was this one right here that was generating too much sawtooth noise. I didn't like all the sawtooth that was coming out of that. And sawtooth's a waveform you can use for a different sound. Square's more of a smooth sound. You know, you want to keep more square and sine than you want sawtooth. So let's generate some silence in the place of this. And you'll notice it sounds different now. To finalize, really all I had to do was put some stuff with a G chorus and change some levels of some audio. And the easiest way for us to do that is to use the gvst.co.uk's page to get the G chorus plugin. See how that sounds a lot different already? That sounds much different already. So we're going to hit that up with that. We're going to hit this part down here up with that. close out of that. Up here, I think I can hit this as well with G chorus. Yeah, you see how that already starts taking the form of the song. And let's hit this with a G chorus already. Set the volume of some of these down a little bit to -5 there, and leave that one be. That will make it easier to listen to. Right, so that's the easiest way I do things. Some of these edits take over an hour, and that's more because I'm looking for perfection whenever I'm doing this. I really want to just see what actually works best. And really, it's about just trying to figure out what sounds the best to you, what you like, and really being creative with it. It doesn't matter if it sounds exactly like mine. If you try this yourself, be creative. And GVST is a great plugin, just saying. This isn't sponsored or anything, but really, you use GVSD, you will get some beautiful sounds no matter what you're actually editing. You know, I have all other plugins installed, and to be honest, it's been a good run. These edits usually take longer, but I just quick edited this one because I'm recording and all that stuff. It's really a quickie just to show you what is possible when you're making your own 8-bit from a MIDI file, which I'll put the link to all the software you need in the description. Thank you guys for watching.